And I found the application process quite difficult because I came from a background where help wasn't easy to get. So I was brought up in foster care. So it was hard to imagine competing against people who had come from private schools or state schools where they had a lot of help. I worried too much about just what 3As meant. And although I'd had good ASs and GCSEs, etc., for some reason the fact that there was now an Oxford offer relying on this, it suddenly meant so much more.
And as for the application process, I found that not too easy because my school had never actually sent anyone to study music ever. So they were sort of like, we can sort of guess at the things you might be asked, but we don't really know. So sort of had to work that one out for myself.
There was a lot of hype at my school about applications and everyone was like, oh, none of us are going to get in. And it was quite stressful at the time. But I think when I removed myself from it and just like concentrated on my own thing, it was totally fine.
I found it quite long, but to be honest, compared to other unis, all the stuff that I did for Oxford would have prepared me for any of the other unis that I applied to. Like I would have had to do my personal statement anyway, and it just made me look more into a subject that I was going to do all my 4 other choices.
Yeah, but I think generally the application process isn't that difficult, and I think it also puts you in really good stead when applying for things like jobs later in life because you've kind of been through that sort of semi-rigorous process.
So I studied classics, but my school didn't offer any classical subject whatsoever. So first of all, that was the big thing I was worried about my application for. So I went into interviews relying on only my external reading and like my interest in the subject. So that was the main worry about my application. But in the actual interviews, my tutors knew all about that, and we focused very much on what I said in my personal statement. So that was a big concern that was just got rid of, first of all, with that. But one of the big things that helped me with my application was going to the Unique Summer School, which was my only point of contact with any classical education that was run by Oxford. So that was a massive help in